All right, Coach, we welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Here we go. Pittsburgh. It's free. Check it out, free. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Shoot. Check.
They turn to Harris to begin the drive. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. On second down, this is Harris. Accelerating, and off he goes. And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants side of the field. It's a big play there for the Eagles. 63 yards. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now Cunningham, escaping the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. On second down, here's Smith. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up first and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of 2 there. Second down. On second down now, it's Harris, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's third and goal. On third down, here's Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. A great play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Saquon Barkley. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Ready? Right. 15. Here we go.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. Now Barkley stripped of the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
And it's 3rd down.
Right there. 56. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go. 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. Watch the run.
To throw on 3rd down. Cunningham. That's complete. It's Collins. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Well, that's how you convert on 3rd down with an explosive gain of 34.
And an Eagle 1st down.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Eagles 7. Giants nothing.
Here we go. Watch. Kill.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll run with Harris. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
From the gun on 3rd down, Cunningham. Open man is Michael Thomas. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Michael Thomas, his first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
This is fielded at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Here we go. 50. Mike 50. Hey, let's get off the foot.
To throw again. Murphy. Gonna throw right side here. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there. A first down carry for Barkley. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On the draw, this is Barkley. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Here I come. Check, 93's the mic.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. The Eagles on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 9. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Philadelphia.
2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Cunningham to throw. Now Cunningham has the ball knocked down, but I believe it was covered by an Eagle. It was, and Philadelphia is going to hold on to the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because This is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. Touchdown, Philadelphia! A big play there. 82 yards. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Even though he was forced from the pocket, still able to adjust, make the long throw, and it ends with a really big touchdown.
Yeah, moving to his left. The key to everything when they're moving outside of the pocket, doesn't matter which side, making sure those shoulders get around and you get back square so you can get everything on the throw and create the big play we just saw there downfield.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line.
Let's go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Here's Murphy. Back to the air on second down. That one complete to Hill. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. It's a gain of 11 and a Giant first down. Murphy throwing on first down. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
6-man. Check curls, check curls, check curls. Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. Let's go.
Murphy now. From the gun, he'll throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Now Cunningham. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 22 yards there, a first down.
First down, Eagles.
This quarterback now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Here's Cunningham. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
It's showtime, baby. We did it.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. On second down, Barkley. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on third and a tough 9. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. To throw is Murphy, operating from the gun. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Back to throw. Murphy. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Go. Go. Mike 50. Mike 50.
Now Murphy to throw again. And it's incomplete.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Murphy off the play fake. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack.
93's the mic. 93's the mic. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Check.
Murphy throwing on 4th down. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Eagles defense able to hold. That's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
Now here's another carry for Harris. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. And he's going to be taken down. Back across midfield, just across midfield at the 49. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Cunningham. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this second half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down, but now they had a plan, made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Let's go, hey. Go, Mike 34, Mike 34.
Out of the gun here, it's Cunningham. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Lorenzo Carter. The offensive line is in tatters as that's now 3 sacks in 3 plays. The Eagles send out their punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. Call that a 48-yard punt and made even better by a loss on the return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball. But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. He don't know no better. Check.
Murphy now. From the gun, he'll throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it.
Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic.
Crunch down, defense.
Check, 93's the mic.
They're going to try and throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And the return will stop right around the 25.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
On 1st and 10, Cunningham. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. They'll run again with Harris. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Smith trying to run for it. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Another try for Smith. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 28-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Down.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Again, it's Barkley. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Looking to throw. Murphy. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point right down the middle, and the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that side.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Xavier Howard. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. 10 yards there and an Eagle 1st down. First down, and they go back to Harris. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, it doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. On second down, here's Cunningham. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Looking here for Smith downfield. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
It's a loss of 2. Now third down.
A loss of 2 yards. It's third down.
Back to throw. Murphy. On the crossing route, complete. That's Lamb. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A good pickup there, 26 yards. This quarterback now just 7 of 16 passing thus far, but he's got a 1st and 10. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 21. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. This is Harris. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Here we go now with Smith. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I tell you, Charles, you play to the... Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room and get the heck out of here?
That is one way to approach it. Sometimes coach say, that's it, okay? It hasn't worked all game. There's no sense in doing something now. Let's get out of here. No one gets hurt. But others will look at it and say, we